welcome to Let's Talk AppSec. My name is Mark Lambert, VP of Products here at ArmorCode. I'm joined by Luis Guzman, application security, infrastructure security extraordinaire, and all-round good barbecuing guy. We'll have to do a podcast on barbecue soon. So here's like an interesting one for us to talk about, and one that I know you and I talked a lot about this at RSA when we were there just like the other month. Software bill of materials, software supply chain, right? As organizations are bringing in software, a lot more, and you've obviously got a lot of government visibility, you got Log4j, you got SolarWinds, all of these things. I have some strong feelings about this. I'll get into mine in a second, but let me turn it over to you. What's your view of software supply chain, where we are today, what you've been seeing as you're talking with our clients?
SBOM is huge, meaning everybody's asked me at some point in every conversation I've had for the last 6 months. Yeah. It really picked up in the last 6 months. So the conversations are always like, well, what do you guys do for SBOM? Is there a way for us to bring in that data to the same place that I might have my vulnerabilities that currently exist, right? And from the infrastructure side, where I come from, endpoints and network and all that fun stuff, whenever I would hear BOM is bill of materials. So we had to build out this, usually a table, and it would say, this is what this is, and this is how this works, and blah, 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 and then build it all out. And then once that was done, you gave that to the sales guy. The sales guys then took it, and then they said, okay, this is how we're going to bill. Right. So this is similar, except now it's the software bill of materials, and it's more for building something as opposed to selling something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I see with the whole SBOM movement is that it is, I agree with you 100%, it's picked up dramatically in the last 6 months. When I think about SBOMs, for me, it's about the software that I'm actually consuming, right? So whether I'm leveraging it inside of my application that I'm developing. So I got a third-party service, and that's an external dependency for me. So I need to make sure I don't have access to the code, right? But I need to understand what the risk is associated with that and be able to ingest the SBOM from that provider, and then also analyze the SBOM to see if there are any vulnerabilities within it. And so that's the thing where when you talk about unifying this and bringing it into the same process, that's a key element. But there's another one too. There's commercial off-the-shelf software that we bring in-house. Salesforce is a great example. So we're leveraging that at ArmorCode, right? HubSpot for marketing. All of these tools, really, you're leveraging, and it's part of managing your own internal process. If you're talking about healthcare, they're going to be leveraging things from Cerner. I'm forgetting the other one right now off the top of my head, but all of these tools, there needs to be visibility into how they're built. So I actually believe it is going to become part of the sales process. I believe that it's going to be a requirement from from clients, where they say to the vendor, I need a Cyclone DX or an SPDX format SBOM, something that I can bring in, ingest, and put into my regular process. Yep. So yeah, I think it's definitely, I would say it's nascent right now. It's definitely early stage. We know that the regulations on the horizon, the working groups are very active right now. So yeah, I believe we're on the edge of something interesting happening.
When you have the government talking about how we need to be focused on SBOM, it has larger repercussions into what we do day to day, right? Because understanding how things flow, because supply chain is being affected everywhere, in food, in transportation, in healthcare, all of this that affects us in normal day to day life, not in Zoom world, but in actual physical world. All of this plays in. So yeah, you're right. It has to come in. It has to be a part of the process. At some point, it's going to be just your regular old, you have to do this step in order to get to the next process for selling with anybody.
Yeah. So anyway, we've gone over 5 minutes. I don't know how much we went over that time. It felt like a little longer.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. Okay, well, great conversation as always, mate. Thank you very much for spending this time with us today, and stay tuned for the next one, where we kind of pick on another topic from Luis and Mark's random conversations.